Hey there, just Blane here, Blane's World. Got to show you this podcast that I was just recently on with a awesome dude named Beau Pilli. This guy comes into the room, he's always like aloha, and it gets everybody's attention. It's wild, but he does a husband and fatherhood podcast. He asked me to be on there, so I jumped in there. I said absolutely, we'll go in there, and I was real open about some stuff that I'm not normally open about. There was also another cool moment here that I met Big Buddha. Now he's a radio legend, and some of you know that I was Big Boy's producer in LA. Big Buddha was the big boy of Salt Lake City and some other places. He did the same thing. He lost all the weight, but me and Big Buddha linked up. And let's just say that there may be a time soon where Just Blane makes his return to morning radio. You know what I'm saying? Not permanently. I can't do that permanently. I can't do that. But Beau Pilli, Husband and Fatherhood podcast, awesome time. Go check it out. Here's some of the footage right here. You got to see this. I had an excellent time. I'd love to do it again, Beau. Hit me up. Thank you.
Hello, welcome to Husband and Fatherhood, Building Foundations of Strong Family Ties. I'm your host, Beau Pilli. The purpose of this podcast is helping men all around the world to become better fathers and husbands with one podcast at a time. Helping them recognize their wins and their struggles and giving them a community that they can relate to. And then collectively as a group, we can raise the tide, helping one another serve our families and our communities in a stronger and greater way. And today I want to welcome Just Blane. Blane, dude, can I tell everyone your real name?
Sure,
Blane
sure.
Nicholas. He is the CEO of Ride the Wave Media.
Well, you see the cowboy hat?
Yes.
So I'm from a farm originally, but the cowboy hat didn't actually come until like a year ago. So it was when
Oh,
I got
nice.
to Utah.
Oh,
So
Utah.
I didn't do this back then. But I grew up on a farm in the middle of nowhere in Tennessee.
Okay.
Now I say middle of nowhere, but I will put it on the map. Humboldt. If you've ever heard of
never
Humboldt,
heard of
Tennessee
it.
out there, no?
I was at Franklin a couple months ago.
I kind of went from the farm to Memphis.
Oh,
So
nice.
I ended up at college in Memphis,
Okay.
and yeah, I loved it.
Did
Like,
you?
that was a fun time. That was a
Okay.
really fun time. It's also different lives ago, if that makes sense. So we'll get into
Okay, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I know
like
what
where
we're
you're
talking
headed
about here. So I'm a creative at heart. I'm a
Yes.
creative at heart. So I didn't want to do sales, but I had to, and didn't work out. Went back to Memphis, and then I moved to Hollywood, California.
to. City Slick.
When I was younger, I wasn't that type of person that had a favorite song, favorite movie. I liked them all.
Yeah.
I wanted to be that man behind the curtain, the wizard behind the curtain, and figure out, oh, how did they make that? How can I do that?
Yeah.
And that was what I wanted to do. So yeah, what do you do? Where do you move when you want to know how to do that?
Hollywood. Yep.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then met my wife, moved to Utah because she was from here originally. And then yeah, we can fill in any gaps you
Yeah.
want to know there because there's a lot that happened in between there. Yeah.
Life gets busy, and I do feel there is a need out there in society to have these types of conversations.
Yeah.
I do feel men tend to, hey, I'm gonna back down. I got to show that I'm stoic, I'm strong, I don't have emotions, nothing can penetrate my shield.
Yeah.
And I want this a place of being a little bit more vulnerable, being open, sharing, again, like I said earlier, the struggles, but sharing the wins. What are the things that elevate our abilities to be better husbands, better fathers, ultimately better men? And I hope that as people listen to this podcast, that you're taking that away, that if it's a small little tidbit, small little crumb, that, hey, I'm going to try this just for a week and see if it sticks and if it works. If it does, do it. And not breaking down your life, but going through your life story, I bet you 100% so many people will take so much away from your lived experiences.
I hope so. And that's what I am a huge proponent for is storytelling.
Yes,
I
love
say that. I say everybody's got a story.
Yep.
I don't care if you are the most famous celebrity or you think you're a nobody, you've got a story. And all those stories come together, and that's what makes this whole thing beautiful. Whatever we're in, it makes it beautiful. And people telling the stories is what weaves it all together for me. And
Yeah.
I enjoy hearing people's stories.
How do you connect with people the quickest?
Yeah.
And you tell them a story. Because stories, and that's why, movies, they're totally not all made up, but a lot of them are. And by the end, some movies have me crying like
yeah.
a big baby just because it has got me so engaged because they were such good storytellers.
But you know what? That goes back to my childhood.
Yes.
If a song, like I said, I didn't have the favorites. I loved all of it. If it made me feel a certain way, I was going to feel that way.
Okay.
And that's what I took with me to anything I've ever really done. It's like, well, how do you make somebody feel something? You are allowed to feel. Like, really, you are.
So is that what attracted you to music, to media, was that very thing? And
Yeah, because it made me feel a certain way. Seriously, that's what it is that attracted me to it, was that.
Now, what other things as a child, did you enjoy doing? Did you?
No, man, I was a 3-sport athlete.
Awesome.
I played baseball, football, basketball.
Let's go.
I became a professional wrestler. Growing up in Tennessee, I loved wrestling. And I happened to be in a hotbed for pro wrestling. We started up this wrestling thing, backyard wrestling, and this was in 2000, right? So we start this backyard thing up. We're out there beating the hell out of each other, really, just in a ring. And we had some stuff. And there was a couple of the other guys who were local professional wrestlers. And they came to me and said, hey, you're coming with us to get trained because you're going to kill each other. And you're athletic. You can do this.
Yeah.
So I did. I went and did it. Became a pro wrestler. Ended up in the NWA, National Wrestling Alliance.
Yeah.
Not the other one.
Yeah. Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah.
And as you're going through this process, music, sports, this professional wrestling, parents, as they're influencing you to make certain decisions, was it a complete support of every choice you were making in life? What did that look like?
But when you really look back at it, and I think about it, I don't think they ever told me no.
Oh, really?
Nah, I don't think they ever told me no. And I don't know if it was always full-blown support, but I mean, who would give your son full-blown support to travel around the country, getting his head smashed with a chair, wrestling pro? Who would? But I don't recall ever hearing him really say no and telling me you can't do it. It wasn't even saying no. They never said you can't do that. I didn't ever hear you can't do that or a no. And that just kind of rolled into me putting that on myself. Well, you know what? That's how I'm going to just kind of do it then. I'm going to, whatever I see out there that I want to do and try, I'm just going to do it. If they had told me no, it wouldn't have changed anything. It would have just made me almost madder or more rebellious. I already had that enough, because if they weren't telling me that you can't be a pro wrestler, there was somebody else that was.
Yeah.
And for a very long time, any success that I ever had was out of spite. It was because somebody did tell me I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
In the end, it is your decision. It's personally your decision. Other people can't make decisions for you. Yeah. You've got to reach deep down and say, what do I want? Like, that's what it is.
Yeah. Well, we all have to live our life. We're all on this earth. We all have our different likes, dislikes, hobbies, experiences, and we have to start almost taking responsibility through kind of the childhood, right?
Yeah.
Kind of the foundation of what we're going to become as adults, as husbands and fathers. And you're married.
Yep.
And how long have you been married?
7, 8 years.
7, 8 years.
Yep.
All right.
I'll say this is my second marriage too.
Okay.
I was married back when I was in Memphis. So I at 23. I got married at 23. Didn't work out. She's a great person.
Awesome.
This was a whole 2-3 other lives ago. You remember I said I was a pro wrestler? Pro wrestling led to DJing at one point, so I finally did do the music stuff.
Oh, okay.
But back to the part there was we met and
love at first sight.
Pretty much.
But
it was a weird one because the only way you can meet out there, the safe way, is Tinder. So me and my wife met on Tinder. We swiped right to each other.
Interesting.
We swiped right. We met up, and out there, I'm serious. Like, now look at me. Like, I'm 5'8" on a good day.
You're athletic.
Yeah, but you got to be a supermodel, go into bars and pick up. And that just wasn't my vibe. Hers either, but there's other people out there that it's not theirs, and also it's not safe. Swiped right, and yeah, man, it was pretty instant. You know what? I'll tell you the story.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Well, she was running late.
Okay.
And then I said, "Oh, that's cool. I am too." I had already been there for like an hour. So she comes up.
Like, where's my escape
She,
Is it your mindset, like making sure she's happy and she's making sure you're happy, or the kids? Like, what would you say? Why are you guys so easygoing? It sounds like it sounds amazing.
It's not all easygoing. Like, but you know what? Like, I trust her. So when she goes and picks the kids' school out, I'm not out there arguing and saying, well, I got my own list over here. I'm just like, well, you know what, show me what you got, and I'm going to go with what you – that's a big example. But
communication.
Yeah, but that's what it is. I trust her enough that I don't have to go back and check on everything. We got all of that. She's consistent about communication. I'm the one that's like gets grumpy and is the don't talk. But she's good about knowing, all right, well, I better –
just tell me.
Yeah, I'll stay away from him today or whatever, you know. He's in one of those moods. That's what we are really good about, is just seeing humans. With me and her, we're always doing, it's like 50-50 decisions.
I love that.
Sure, we might be strong-headed about it, but guess what? If I'm strong-headed about something, she gets strong-headed about it. And it's like on the same team. It's not this kind.
Yeah.
It's like, because early on, I mean, back when we made the brackets of the countries we wanted to go to and landed on Iceland. It was even that alone. Looking at that was me and her as us against the world, you know. Yeah. And that's what we've always kind of thought, and not in a bad way.
Yeah,
it's not like everybody out there is against us, you know. But it is if we need to team up, i.e., for the children, because you know you got to come together and be strong because. They're 2.5, almost 3, and 5, and man, they'll beat you down. They'll beat you down.
Well, and it's amazing to have the best cheerleader, best teammate, so you guys could pursue. If we try to, my mom was a single mother, and trying to raise 5 children on her own, like that's tough. And to think that we could go about life on our own, like we really need a community. And I look not just to my wife, I look to my in-laws, my parents. I look to, people within our community to help raise my children.
Yeah.
I don't have all the answers, but there's someone within that community that they have the answers. How is that? How is parenting for you guys? Do you have your own? Because we all have different backgrounds of life, of lived experiences.
No, we're on the same page.
You're on the same
team. And you sparked it, but she lived a lot like you did. She had a basically single mom of 5. Sure, she had a dad, but and lived in Ogden area.
Okay.
We don't really have a different parenting style.
Okay.
Honestly, you know what our parenting style is? Adapt. It's like you better adapt to what's going on with these kids.
It's true.
Because if you do get stuck in some way, they're going to figure out a way to get right around it, and then it does just become not fun. It's like I do take the things that my parents did of just let them do stuff. Let them figure it out.
Get emotional.
That's what scares me, man.
And my wife always reminds me, we're in our busiest time right now. Our youngest is 5. Our oldest is 16. We have 5.
Yeah.
They're into sports. Like our Saturdays are 5 to 7 sports games a Saturday. And she's like, one day you're going to miss it. It's like, crap, like I will. Like that, having that moment in the basement.
Oh, yeah.
That's no dungeon, man. That's a happy place. That's better than Disneyland,
oh,
right?
Yeah.
Those are the experiences you're going to remember and what will motivate you to be that better father every morning you wake up. It's like, I want another moment like that.
I want to be the superhero forever.
I love that.
But I can be realistic about it, and I know that it won't. But I will know that when that happens, I'm still going to be there for them, and I'm still going to be everything that I can be and change nothing. I'll be like, this is the superhero. I'm still here.
Yeah.
I am him. I'm here. I'm still here. And I want them to feel that way because I think that's something that happens to a lot of people. It's like once your parents aren't superheroes anymore, you feel it's almost like they died.
Yeah.
And you realize, hey, once again, everybody's human, and that's what we do with our kids, and we try to show them that human is human, and it can be a whole bunch of flavors. Going back to the flavors,
Yeah.
it can be a whole bunch of flavors.
As a father, like what wisdom, you're a pretty young father.
Yeah,
What
thank you for that, because
well, young in many ways. What wisdom can you pass on to some of these fathers or fathers that are soon to become fathers? Like what can you share with them? Yeah.
sure, you got to do your protective duty, but I mean, you can live through them, but don't make them be something. Like don't force them. I don't force my kids to play sports. I would love for them to play sports.
Yep.
I took them to a baseball game. I still didn't say anything. We're not going to do that. It's kind of like let them tell us what you like, and then we can figure out how to put it together. Sure, we can. If you like dinosaurs, if you like cars, like whatever it is, then let me and Lindsay think about the next progressions of that. If that's really what we see, that it's like, oh, that could be something. They're really interested. Yeah, but you see what I'm saying? But it's also keeping it open. It's like, even if they come to you and they're like, I want to be an astronaut. Well, you don't laugh at them. I'm not going to laugh at them. Honestly, we could all be astronauts in the next couple of years. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, space travel could become easy. That used to be a thing that was hard. But anything they ever say they want to be, and this goes for anybody out there, it's like anything your kids tell you, don't ever say they can't do that. Like, you're going to get one or two things. You're going to get them rebelling against you and doing it anyway, and when they get famous, they're going to cut you out of it.
You don't want that. You want the royalty.
Or it's going to knock them down, and they're just not going to do it. And then what could that have been? That your child that you wanted to be a lawyer could have been an Oscar winner. Sure, law is good for something, but so is an Oscar winner to me. Like that was an art that they put out and got recognized as the best. Yeah, man, Just Blane, ride the wave media. Like I said, a lot of Hollywood history, career-wise, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm helping other people put their voice out there. So it could be a veteran in the game that might not be in radio now, and they're trying to do a podcast. Well, they don't know where to start. It's all new to them. Well, I got you. Or it could be a brand new person, never been on air before, like my witch in Daybreak, who I got a podcast and produced it, and now she's got a top 10 show in Sweden and all these, countries that were into that.
Yeah.
But she'd never been on radio, never been in front of a mic. So I take all those people. I take anybody.
Awesome. Well, Thank you, Just Blane. Grass isn't greener on the other side. Grass is greener where you water it. Some think love can be measured by the amount of butterflies in their tummy. Others think love can be measured in bunches of flowers or by using the words forever. But love can only be measured by actions. It can be a small thing such as peeling an orange for a person you love because you know they don't like doing that. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. We would like to thank Everyday People, the Utah Pacifica chapter, and CMB Productions for putting this podcast together. If you find this podcast helpful, please share with your family and friends. We can only grow as a community. And thank you for taking your time out of your busy schedule to spend time with us. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.